Hey guys, welcome back on my channel. My name's Chris and today we are going to talk all things Reading Rush. As you may or may not know, this was my first year participating in the Reading Rush, previously called the Booktubeathon. I wanted to attend for quite some time now, but I never got around to do it, and this year it finally happened and it was a blast. Really, it was just so amazing. It made so much fun, and yeah, I think I will just jump right into it. Previously, my TBR was 7 books long, but I did not manage to read all 7 books, though I did manage to read the entirety of 6 books. They are all from my TBR. The only book I did not manage to read is actually We Are All Made of Stars. It's the only book I didn't manage to read. I just ran out of time, and I will read this soon. I promised myself that because I don't know, I chose such great books for this reading rush and none of them disappointed. They were all, besides one, they were all 5-star reads and I loved every one of them. So, you know, I really had an amazing time. Starting with Say Her Name. I think this was the book I read for the challenge. Read a book in one position at one place, which was my bad, as I foretold. And this is a Bloody Mary retelling. It is written very easy, so you can read it like you don't have to have like the humongous knowledge of English. You can understand it very well. It's not very long, not even 300 pages, and I really loved it. You know, it wasn't like super scary, but it had that kind of mystery vibe to it. You did not exactly know what was going on. You didn't know who were the good guys, who were the bad guys, what was going to happen, if someone would manage to get behind all the secrets or not. And it was just so good. Really, it was really, really good, and I'm not sure. I know she wrote a few other things. I'm not sure if I will read them because they don't really sound like my cup of tea, but this definitely was. So if you're liking a ghosty story, a Bloody Mary retelling, and this book actually contains the original story behind the Bloody Mary retelling. It's not the basis of this book, but it is mentioned. So if you want to know where that comes from, check this book out and, you know, get to know it. The next book I read was Alienated. It was the book for read a book with purple on the cover. And I did, and just like the other books, it was really great. It is the story of a girl that is always like the top of her class. She's the game maker. She makes everything that has to do with intelligence. She's hardworking. She knows what she wants. She knows the way she has to go to conquer it. And then she gets called in by the principal, who is telling her that she will have the chance to host an alien. Aliens have been on this earth for like, I think two years? I think it has been 2 years. Anyways, she has no really editors. She has to say yes. She doesn't want to, but she says yes because, you know, principal is telling her, yeah, if you really want to go to that school, that university, this could get you in. And she starts, okay, maybe this gets me where I want to be. Maybe I can use this. Maybe I can use it to jumpstart my career in journalism. Maybe I can write a book and all of that. She's very ambitious. And she gets to host that alien, and that alien turns out to be a boy. His name is Alex, and her name is Kara. And Alex and his two friends who have been sent to Earth, which are also alien for like this alien kind of student exchange, because after the aliens had to Earth for a year, the humans, which that are also in this exchange program, are going to the whole planet of the aliens. So, Connor's family is actually very accepting of that alien in their midst, because their mother, Kara's mom, was saved by a cure for cancer that came from that other race. So they're like, you know, we kind of owe them. They saved your mom. They gave us back our family. So they're really trying their best, and very soon Kara does as well. She falls in love with Alex, and she really wants to find a way for everything to go as planned, but Alex has actually a secret plan to rough things up a bit, and the places where the aliens are living at that moment on Earth are also, the people are rebelling, they're revolting, they want the aliens off their planet, they want them off their schools, and it's just a very emotional roller coaster, because you don't really know what's going on half the time. You have no idea where this is heading, and that makes it so amazing. And the romance is not as cheesy as you might think. It's actually very, very... it's very sincere, and that makes it, for me, a good romance. Anyways, that's it for me for this book, because I'm babbling. So, great book. I am looking forward to reading the next book. I know there's at least one, and that's called Invaded. It's actually like a sampler in the back of the book, but I didn't read for, because I really want to read it in one go. That's the next book. The next book I read was read an author's debut novel, and I did. One of Us is Lying was my choice for that, and it was really good. I had no idea what was going on and who the hell killed the kid. It was nowhere to be found whose fault it was, like who killed off that guy. And I was kind of going mad about that, because I couldn't figure it out, and that makes me like, I really wanted to, but I didn't, and it kind of upset me because I just didn't know. But on the other hand, I was so pumped about that, because usually you can tell the prompt and the plot like from a mile away, but you cannot tell this one, and that was really great. It's a mystery thriller, I think you can say that. It's about 5 kids that enter detention, and only 4 of them come out, because one of them is killed while in detention. And it's just over a few weeks. This plays over a few weeks. And we are following those 4 kids and get to know them, and get to know things about their past, their present, what they want from life and what they don't, and all the complicated relationships between them and their classmates and their friends, their families. And it's really interesting, and it really keeps you on your toes, and it is very easy to read because it's so captivating. You really want to know what's going to happen, and you're so focused. I just ran through it. It was really good. The next thing I read was Scythe from Neil Choose the Man, and I have no clue what I read this for. No clue. But oh, I know. a book I meant to read last year, and that was Scythe. I actually meant to read this for last year, this year, and I don't know. I really want to read the next two books, so I can tell it was really good. It is playing in a society where the human race conquered death. There are no illnesses anymore. There's no death. You can reset your time more or less at any point. You know, like when you're old enough and you don't want to be old and wrinkly and looking like your age, you can just reset your biological age and all of a sudden be like 25 again. And because there's no death, but people have to die at some point because the overpopulation is just humongous and it's getting worse, and it would have already ended the world if they wouldn't have found a way to kind of kill people. But they are not calling it killing, they're calling it gleaning. So there's that organization, and they are the Scythes, which the only job is to glean people, and they have a rate, a quote they have to hit every year, and it's just very interesting to be in that, learn about that kind of society where there's no death, but there are those people that are bringing death, but they are highly respected. They have access to everything. They get everything. If they don't have to pay for anything and all of that, it's just they're very respected, but they are also kind of feared, because when a Scythe is knocking on your door, you're not like, oh great, come in. You're more like, holy moly, who do you wanna kill? Who do you wanna glean? Because there's not like, we don't kill kids, or we don't kill like people that are only 60 or well, like above 60. There are no rules like that. The only rules are the rules everyone has for themselves, and the 10 rules that they are for all of the Scythes. Like, you can't kill another Scythe. Stuff like that. They are very, very, little rules. They have a big impact, but they're not like humongous sentences. It's a very simple rule. You break it, you get punished. If you don't break them, cool, you can do whatever you want outside those rules. And it's just very kind of dangerous, because some people are taking the rules the way they want to take them and change them and do as they please, rules or not. And there are some Scythes that are not playing by the rules at all. And the other Scythes know, but it's just very mixed up and messed up. But anyway, the center of this book is a Scythe called Faraday. I think his name is Faraday. There's one Scythe, and he takes in 2 apprentices because he has to train. He has to train not a successor, but a new Scythe for their ranks, because they need new Scythes. There are not enough of them. They just too many people, too little time to only a few Scythes, and it's not, they have to build up their community. And he does not just choose one apprentice like it's usually the plan. He actually chooses 2, and he starts training them. And there's a girl and a boy, and of course there are getting feelings involved, and in very different ways. And it's just it's completely interesting to me to see how those 2 teenagers are trained to do something that they don't want to do. But the more time pass, the more they learn, they start to understand the meaning of what it helps to be a scythe and the rules, and they start to understand the politics, and that not everything is as white and black as they think it is. It's actually a lot of gray, and at some point it says that in the back, so it's not really a spoiler. They are told that they have to compete against each other, not just for the post of being a scythe, but for their lives, because the one that becomes a scythe has to glean the other. And it changes everything. It changes the story, it changes the dynamics, it changes just everything you think you know and they know. And it makes a very interesting race, I have to tell you. And the ending was amazing. I did not see one of the plot points coming. I did think that one of those was coming, but I didn't know. And yeah, very good book. I really have to stop talking so much about those books, guys. The next book I read was for the book to movie adaptation. Read the book, watch the movie, and it was Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I don't think I have to tell you a lot about this. It's about a boy named Jacob. He has to find this home for peculiar children after his grandfather dies. And he does, and he kind of gets to know everything about their world, and it's a very adventurous book about dealing with the death of a loved one and growing up and falling in love for the first time, having abilities you don't understand, being more peculiar than you might have thought, and all of that. It's very... I really liked it. I really did, and I'm looking forward to reading the next two books. The movie was actually very good. I was kind of... I knew it before I read the book, so... But I watched it again, and because I knew the movie before I read the book, I was kind of confused about Emma and Olive, because they swapped actually their powers. So I was kind of, wait, what? She has fire? Like, wasn't she a floating girl? But it makes sense, kind of. And it didn't bother me as much as I thought it would. So, an amazing story, a very great movie. It is very similar until one point that is very far back in the book. So, you can... I did enjoy the movie. I did enjoy it a lot, even just after reading the book and finishing it, and still makes a great movie. And the last book I read, that was yesterday, I completed it on Sunday, was Cinder by Marissa Meyer. And I read this book for the challenge. Ooh, will I get this? Oh, I know. A non-human main character. And let me tell you guys, this book confused me on so many levels, and it was so good, and I really want to read the next book, and I will do that soon. I actually own them already, so I don't really have to wait, but I'm reading something else at the moment. But the next book will be read very soon. This book is about a girl. It's a Cinderella retelling, as probably the title is already telling you. Cinderella retelling, and this is in a world where the moon is populated. There are people called the Lunas, and there's Earth, and there's cyborgs and humans, and there's a plague that is started to kill hundreds and millions of thousands of people, and thousands of people, millions of people. And this girl, Cinder, is actually a mechanic. She's half cyborg, or well, she's cyborg, half human, half machine. And I really love the character of Aiko, which is like her sidekick and her friend, and it's very, very heartwarming how they're interacting with each other. So I really love that friendship. And of course, there's the handsome prince. He comes in one day to her little shop and asks her to repair an android that he has. And she's like, okay, I will do that. But she's also like a little bit starstruck. So she's like, oh my god, it's the prince here. And he wants me to repair his android. And it was just amazing. It was an amazing love story. Very sweet, but also not as innocent as you would think. It's very heavy with politics, but also with love, with friendship, with family, and with the lack of it, and a very beautiful story of a girl that comes to find her origins and tries to deal with everything she learns about herself and about the world. And it's a very, very beautiful story, and I enjoyed it. So those are the 6 books I read. Moving on, I will stop talking about them. I already did like 20 minutes. It is definitely worth it, believe me. If you haven't read any of those books, I highly recommend it. Go read those books. Guys, believe me, you cannot make a better decision. Moving on, I actually managed to earn, I think, like 11 badges. The only badges I did not earn was read 7 books. And what was the other one? Read 7 books and read a book with the title 5 words or longer. Those are the only badges I didn't own again, but that's okay. I did do a read-in, not like in my hometown because I'm from Germany and I think there were actually none in Germany. But I did the read-in on the Instagram, like the Reading Rush Instagram, and it was really fun. And I did a lot of Twitter sprints, which were also a lot of fun. I did not think I could have so much fun doing Twitter sprints or Twitter at all, because I'm not that big of a Twitter girl, or may I say, I was not the biggest Twitter girl, but now I am. It was really an amazing time. It was amazing to come together with people and see their content about the Reading Rush and read all these amazing books simultaneously with other people. Some people read the same books as I did, some not, and it was just great to talk about our experiences and compare notes, and just the whole week was really a blast. I didn't manage to film a lot because my health didn't allow it, and also it was very, very hot, and I could not for the life of myself pull myself together enough to make a video besides yesterday and today. So, but that's pretty much the wrap. It was a great time. I had a great time. Twitter was amazing, Instagram was amazing, YouTube was amazing, reading was amazing. I will definitely do this again next year. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I will see you next time, and tell me if you participated in the Reading Rush and what your experiences were. And if not, do it. Really, just if you love reading and you have the time, or you just want to do it, it doesn't matter if you read like 1 book or 7 books or 13 books. It doesn't matter. Just do it. It's like there are so many people just coming together because they love reading. And that's it, that's all it should be about, and it's all it is about. Even though some people are very competitive, don't get me wrong, I'm as well, but not that competitive. I just really love reading, and because of that, this was really fun. But that's it for today. My name is Chris. Give this the video a big thumbs up, subscribe, all that jazz if you want to, if you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye!